This broadcast is inappropriate for all ages right here on Gaming Division. It's time for the Play Spot. I am Kamurai. We're going to probably have a short one today. I'm about 5, 6, 7 minutes late to what I want to be doing, but I feel like I've made excellent time considering all the things I did in the past 10 minutes. Always set up a little bit earlier, but that's all I've been doing today is setting things up. So it's fun to have things going and whatnot. And once these things will happen, because it's things that you set up and then you never touch again, and it's what it is. But I'm Kamurai, as you can see here, and we're here to talk today about games and stuff. Which I gotta say, I haven't been doing as much as I wanted to. It's been like my challenge to get myself there all week, and I've been doing editing and whatnot. In fact, I can talk about that as part of this. I've been editing stuff from the end of 2015 for a Let's Play of Barbarossa. Now, you would think, like, oh, it's just one video. Well, it is about an hour's worth of footage once it's cut down. And it was designed to be released as 2 videos. A half-hour version and an hour version. So I fucked myself. I've realized I did this a lot for the past few videos that I've done or have edited from back then. I fucked myself a lot on just setting it up. It's like, oh, I'll set it up with 5 cameras and it'll be awesome, and then I don't use one during the shoot, or like I use it as annoyingly as possible. So I don't know, like that's something I've got to improve on if I keep making videos in that fashion. In fact, I have an unboxing I want to do, but I'm trying to wait till I get this Let's Play for Barbarossa done, because that's going to end up being 4 videos, because it was also filmed with spherical, and this cat flips this thing, I'm going to be so upset. So that's the other thing with it, is that I had to edit it, do a pass-through for spherical, which means I'm just cutting out dead air, things I don't want in there at all, and then that gives me a basis to do the other 2, the other 2 cameras, because I had an overhead for seeing the cards, and then a front on so that I could talk to the people. And I'm not very clear, honestly, about when I'm supposed to be doing what, but for that first half hour, because I got the 2 half-hour videos done, so I've got to edit the other half hour still, and then I'll have that out, and I can put all the videos out, because the other ones are unboxings of other board games that I had picked up around that time. So we'll just have to see how that goes over the next week. Hopefully by Friday I'll have all that done, and I can start gaming during the week too, because the other thing I've been doing that's interrupted stuff, because it's I'm redoing my schedule so that I can do more stuff in the evening. So I'm waking up later, I'm going into work later than I've been doing, and then we'll go from there. And that'll give me more time to do that. And then I'm doing movie stuff that's getting in the way of this, because normally, like, maybe when I'll jump on and do a game, I look at it and I'm like, oh, I only have so long, I won't do it. I need to get better about doing like half-hour sessions, and just being like, oh, that's okay. Instead of trying to sit down and do 11 hours in a go. Having 2 breaks, two weeks off when you didn't want it, and doing stuff with that really messed me up as far as like doing small projects. But being on schedule should help me. And I finally got to treat myself yesterday, and Saturday's like my day where like I can get stuff done, and then if I've got time, I'll definitely jump in and do a little bit of gaming. Hopefully with some other people if they're available. So I was doing Super Hot last night. I seem to get a little bit of traffic doing that too. It's an amazing game. I tried to start from the beginning, but it doesn't let you really like pick what level unless it's in replays, and maybe that's what it was. So I started off kind of in the prison section, where like there's a baseball bat that like or a guy with a baseball bat, and then like you beat him up, and then the door unlocks and they come through. The game's amazing. If you not familiar with Super Hot, the whole basis of it is that time only moves in normal speed when you are moving. So you can just stand there and everything's slowed down like a whole lot. Now, I proved it a couple times because I just stood there and then just watched the bullet come into my face. But other than like not being able to crouch, it's a pretty fantastic game. There's just a lot going on at once. And that's kind of the point of it, especially to where I'm at, because I managed to get from where I just told you all the way to where there's the core. I'm assuming the core is the last level. I'm up to like an 82% breach or something is how they described it, because you try to like hot swap into the core, like you fill it in with you and explode it, I think is what the goal is. But ever on X amount of percentages, it says, hey, no, you don't belong here, get out. And so you pop out into one of the other villains, and then you're in the middle of a firefight. And that's literally where I'm at, is that like I'm exploding into a guy. I think I'm killing him and the guy next to him. And so I've got to like reach down, grab his gun as it's falling, and then I've got two guys right in front of me, and then there's like a shotgun guy that's about to come around the corner at me, and then things just keep coming. And the thing is that if it was in normal speed FPS, like with how the bullet, because it's one hit and you're done. The way the bullet system works, I don't think anyone could do it, if I'm being completely honest. But the fact that it's slowed down gives you time to react to things. The problem is, because it's an FPS, my brain goes, hurry up! And you still do have to stay active, but you have that option to slow down and go, do I go left, do I go right? But the problem with that too is that I'm used to seeing everything. Like I can literally see, like I can see my thumb move. Okay, so I can see my thumb moving here, like the tip of my thumb. I can legitimately see like the edge of it over here. Like when it's against my hand, it's a little hard to tell. Like I can see this one going up and down, and okay, there we go. So like that's the field of vision that I have. So when I'm in a game and I have tunnel vision like this the whole time, it's like I just want to see over there. It's like I know there's a guy to the right, but I have to see if he's anywhere near shooting me yet. But being able, like, when you move, do this as opposed to, like, just it feels incredibly difficult. It's one of the reasons why I think I fell out of FPSs, at least serious ones, because like ones like Halo, where it's like you've got an overshield or something, definitely are a lot more fun for me because I can run in and be crazy, and everyone's doing the same thing, so it's not like it's unfair. But like the one shot and I'm done, it's like I could go do this in real life. I don't recommend it, but like that's how I felt. Like we used to play Ghost Recon, me and some friends, and that was about as close as I could get because we were all on the same side. Because whenever we did versus, I was just like, this just isn't that fun. But we got to go on like an adventure and have a story, like, and I'd sit back and snipe as support because it's what I do in a shooter normally. So being like up in the ground, like doing basically like James Bond type stuff repeatedly as guys spawn in all around you, it's very hard, very difficult. I'm not saying it's a bad game at all. It's frustrating at times, but the biggest thing that really got me with it was just that my wrist hurts. It's still a little sore. I'm getting old. I've got to find a better solution. And just changing how I sit and everything, and then my back hurts sometimes. So I've really got to figure out a way to do it. The only thing that I found that helps even remotely so far is I've got a 3D pad, and like so my wrist sits here, and this seems to help. So maybe I just need one that has bigger tits. I don't know. Like this was the cheapest one available for me, so I did that just to try it out, and it definitely helped. Getting my hand more closer to this, the claw. The other thing that seemed to help, and I was tired, I wanted to relax because I wanted to keep playing, but I want to relax, is using a controller definitely seems to help. And this is how I grew up playing. Granted, it was a little rectangle, like if you remember NES, but they eventually grew up to look something more like this, and so like I like playing on a controller, even on a PC. And people can bitch all they want about one way or the other, but some games are designed for controllers and some aren't. Very hard for me to play Super Hot on a controller for some reason, but I decided to switch over and play Ode. Ode is a beautiful game. It's really high high quality of graphics. It's very musical in nature, so you're definitely getting good audio and everything that way. And it seems like every different thing that you interact with has like a musical note or something to it. And the whole point is that you're this like really buff amoeba with like this great butt, and you're in a hamster ball, and you run around the planet that you're on collecting, I'm going to call them pieces of stars, and you collect them up and you carry them out all the way with you to the end, and then when it sucks you up, it takes all the stars with you. But I'm not seeing, like, there's no game interaction, there's no narrative, there's no reading, like, to tell me any type of story. It's really leaves me wanting a little bit. Like, I want to know what's going on. I want to know why we're doing this. I want to know what my progress was. Like, did I find them all? Did I come close? Did it matter? Because all you've got to do in order to go from level to level or whatnot is you go around and you make these little booger things happy, and then once all the kids are happy, the parent booger throws a party, and then you have new music that's on, and then once all the parents are happy, they tell you to get out of their neighborhood, and you get sucked up to the next area. It's really strange, but it's beautiful. It's great. It's a good time. It was really nice and relaxing. So that's kind of what I've been doing this week, at least on camera. I've got a couple guilty pleasures, and my show notes aren't like done correctly because I didn't really have a whole lot going on, and I was busy with other things. But I'm going to go over a couple of things that I picked up and I've been playing with off camera. And then let me get shit. I don't even know where to begin on that part, but we'll get there. I don't think I ever mentioned it. Cthulhu Realms. If you played Star Realms, they came out with a Lovecraftian version of the game that actually uses some different mechanics. It's actually pretty interesting. It's definitely worth a try. It's available for free, and then you can unlock the full version by paying like $5 or less. They're really good about their prices. It's totally worth it. I definitely recommend it. But in that same order or genre, whatever, board game genre, I think is what I was shooting for. I finally got my hands on Monster Monpiece. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with the Vita. I've got a PSP here. So the Vita is going to look kind of like this, except it has a touch screen, and it's got touch back. So the back is actually a touch screen too. The reason this came to my attention is because I was watching the Co-optional podcast, and there's a very lovely lady on there named Dodger who does good game stuff and is very funny. And she finds some great inappropriate topics about things. But Monster Monpiece is a game where you literally, and it's a little bit more complicated than this, but you jack off your Vita, and that's not really what it is. The point is, I can't believe this is so scratched up, is that you actually like rub and scratch the card in like certain ways, like very similar to like how you're petting a dog, but they're humanoid creatures, so it's a little bit more sexual or whatever, and then their clothes come off as a reward, and then they level up. So imagine in order to evolve your Pokemon, you had to like scratch it behind the ear just right until it came. So that's kind of what's going on with Monster Monpiece, and there's different tiers. And I think what they ended up doing is they either added or removed a tier of like clothing to it, so they're never naked on the PC version, because Steam doesn't usually go down for that, or isn't down for that, whatever you want to, however you want to say that. So I tried it out a little bit because I ended up with all these resources. And I was like, what do I do with this? It's like, oh, you use them to upgrade your cards, and it's like, okay, let's upgrade a couple. And you have to do that, and you have to use the mouse, which is fine. I don't need to like touch her. It is what it is. I didn't make the game. It's what it is, and it's actually a really good game. It actually uses a lane system, similar to one like design I had for one of my games, developed completely independently. And mine's very much a push forward type thing, where it specifically holds you back and restricts you to lanes. So it's about who can get their monsters further on which lane and strike the home base X amount of times. So it's really interesting. It's got like this intricate story that I'm really not down for. It's like I just want to play a game, which is weird for that sort of thing because it's all about what was it? It was young academy students or whatnot are going to like a tournament and they go to lose because they know they can't beat them, but they need to train and get better and see what a real competition's like. And then one of them gets possessed essentially, and then that one helps get the champion that beat their ass get possessed. And then you save the champion, but you've got to use the then you team up with the champion to go after your friend or something like that. I think I actually lost a bunch of progress at one point, so I can't guarantee it. And you think me a monster for some of these titles. I'll play H games too, which is one of the games I'm going to talk about is technically an H game. I think I mentioned it last time. I'll just talk about it now. Harem Collector. Harem Collector really made me realize that I miss an old school RPG. I did talk about this, like Final Fantasy VI. Comes to mind. It's that view perspective. RPG Maker people tend to make these games, and I've got a bunch of them queued up. Like I'm just looking at a list here. Beyond Reality, Beyond Magic, Moonchild, Arvale, Storm of Spears, Celestial Tier, Demon's Revenge. Like I don't know. They're just what they are. I don't know which ones are dirty or not. If I put them up there, they're probably not. But I miss an RPG. I miss a good story. And like Jade Empire comes to mind. Go back and play Coder, Knights of the Old Republic. There's probably a lot of games that I could go and figure out, like, hey, I should probably play this again. But I've got so many games from the Christmas season because I spent a little bit. I really didn't spend that much. On sales and then dirt cheap items, which is why I didn't spend that much. And then I picked up a couple of particular games like Space Engineers. I gotta blame Funhouse for this. They played Space Engineers that looked kind of like Astroneers, but there's actually like you could fly ships around. So I thought that was interesting. It's like it reminded me of Starbound. So like I went and set up servers for Starbound, Space Engineers, and I thought you could do it for Astroneer. Which I'm really upset that I can't do that. I want to serve out an Astroneer server so people can come and have fun. Because I got through Starbound, and I see how it's different than Terraria now. It's not by much, but it's enough that it's like, okay, I get it. I see what you were doing here. So I totally get that. Space Engineers is a little hard to get a hold of. Like, I get flying the ship around. I get walking around, but actually doing things has me lost at this point. But Astroneer, amazing game. Like, it's not even a game yet. It's literally a virtual environment. It's very much like Minecraft in space, except so it's in space. So you're managing oxygen and power supply to your suit. And my solution to that was just tether everything because you get enough materials to do the tether. That's never really a problem, but it's making navigable paths around to do it. So I finally got fed up. Like I was exploring forever, and then I was like, okay, what am I really doing here? What can I do to progress? And it comes down to doing research, and I messed up early on because I ended up deleting a bunch of research instead of researching it because I didn't understand how the control button worked. And I finally read it, and I was like, oh, I've been canceling it, which deletes it, which shouldn't. It should just kick it out. So I finally built up to do vehicles and whatnot. So I realized that the reason I'd done the vehicles was to go farther away from my home base and then be able to cart materials back because I was scouring the surface for different materials like organics and different metals and compound and resin, things like that. And it turns out like you really got to go deep down to get some of the more rare stuff. It's like, okay, we'll start doing that, and I'll explore and figure it out. And it actually has layers, very much like Minecraft, where like but the layers are colored. So if you get down far enough, it actually turns from brown to green. I think it goes purple, brown, green, and there's something under green that I haven't really got down to yet because I'm having a lot of fun exploring that area. because there's plants down there that'll spike out and kill you. It's literally like, here's a plant. So if you get too close, it'll actually like skewer you. So I'm killing those things off. I kept enough seeds that I can farm them if I want to. You actually can suck up dirt to rebuild things, so like I'm flattening it. There's also a thing called a mineral extractor that you can use to duplicate items. So that's really what I've done more than often than anything else, is I've taken dirt and thrown it into the machine and produce some of the more rare stuff, or if I really need a bunch of compound, I'll go and do that. So it's, how do I say it? There are ways around it without actually finding things. Like, I think I found lithium. I think I made lithium first, if I remember right. And I was like, oh, what do I do with this? And then I found some on a dead body, and then I duplicated it. I think I found titanium on a dead body too. I could be wrong, or I made it. Yeah, I think I used the trade platform, which you can literally like send off a little rocket with a bunch of stuff on it, and then it'll bring something back for you. So like the basic materials and stuff isn't so much a problem, but being able to make things is. So I'm trying to figure out like what I need to make and what all the things do. So now I need the research to get what's called bytes of research to actually be able to unlock things and be like, oh, I can do this now, I can do that now. And there's a bunch of things for your little terrain cannon that I don't understand how to use at all. Like, I got them, I put them on. I know if I could put two of them on at the same time, it doesn't do anything. There's obviously controls or something I'm missing. I was just like, I don't want to deal with this right now. So I just stuck it on a storage unit and continued on my day, because I have a lot of fun in that game not dealing with the serious stuff. I even made like a large shuttle, and I put like 3-seater on there. What is your problem, you stupid cat? Even put a 3-seater on there and like a large storage unit. Okay, there we go. So that I could keep things on, and then I finally realized I had all these thrusters sitting around. It's like, I'll put them on there, and I had no idea how they actually connect. There's some hydrazine stuff that I need, so I haven't gotten to like the highly efficient fuels or whatever yet, but I'll figure that out eventually. I think I forgot about that. I think that was like the next thing on my to-do list, and I actually, when I spawned back in today, because I had to kill like 20 minutes or something, I was like, let me go back in here, and then like I was like, oh, I'll get my research vehicle down there, because I have 2 vehicles that I use. I've got one that's a single-seater and a large storage unit, and that's for piling research on and drawing that back to the base. The other one has a bunch of medium storage units on it, a large storage unit, and then a bunch of medium storage units on it, so that I can fill it up with like malachite and stuff like that. And those are its purposes. So it's like I don't have to like try to carry a bunch of stuff by hand or fill my backpack up and go back up. And if I had multiple people working with me, then it would be a lot easier. And we'd even put 2 seats on the front. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. But right now, they're just haulers, and it works, and like I just drive the tether. Making the road down there was interesting though, because it's all types of twists and turns. I would have loved it to just come straight up, but the problem is, very much like Minecraft, when you just start digging, you hit a cave, there's nothing to do for it. You're gonna go in and you're gonna fall and you're gonna die. So you've got to find a way up. So honestly, if you were, sometimes this might work, sometimes it won't, but if you go down on your own as much as possible and then dig up to the surface, maybe, but then you got to manage like how steep the incline is and all that. And if you hit a cave on your way up, then you're like, well, actually, you just do that, you go flat for a little bit and you keep going. Yeah, it's a much better way to go about it. And then you just line the tethers up to mark it. Honestly, before they updated and changed the lights, what I wanted to do was start color coding the tethers so that I knew like which lines went where without having to like think about it so much. And what I'd really love to do is just have marker lights to make lanes. So that it's like, oh, I know, there's the road, essentially. Because it's a little hard to figure that out time to time. You're supposed to be able to paint and color soil based on stuff, and I haven't figured out how to do it properly yet. Like I said, I'm still concentrating on like finding research and then like doing the fuel stuff, because you can go off world, like in No Man's Sky. It's really Minecraft meets No Man's Sky, which No Man's Sky was supposed to be Minecraft in space, but this has the multiplayer element to it. So you can literally fuel up your shuttle and then take the shuttle off world and go to another planet and then start your exploration over there. I don't know how like all the research and everything happens. I think they're going to need a little bit more to actually get it going, but it's very interesting. I think it's an excellent virtual environment. If they put a game on top of that, fantastic. The only thing it's missing compared to No Man's Sky is animals versus plant life, and I honestly don't think it needs it. I think it'd be completely fine if they never put animals in, but they could do it. It would be fine. Thanks, kitty. Stink poops. Honeycamp Studio. You can call me gross, whatever. I don't give a fuck. It's a fantastic management game. These people knew what they were doing. The problem I have with it is that there's points where you have to like drag, and maybe I haven't figured out like a control scheme for it, but you've got to like drag things around, and it's very difficult to physically do it. And I'm okay with it. It'd be a lot okay with it if I could double click and then double click where I want it to go and then be done with it. But like having to hold on to people, it's very irritating. I don't feel I can do it. Or keyboard shortcuts where it's like Girdle 1 go to building 2, things like that. Things that would optimize my performance of it would be fantastic. And I've lost already a couple times, and I still want to keep playing. I don't think it's a good one to stream though. I just don't see a lot of value there. Just like Monster Mon piece, and not because of the sexual nature of anything. Just it doesn't seem very interesting. It's literally I want to relax and do stuff. Astroneer, I kind of feel the same way. Playing by myself, like I don't see a lot of value there. Whereas like I used to do a little bit of Minecraft here and there, but typically other people still played on the server with me. That's the other thing. I spent today, like an hour today, trying to verify the servers are up, because I had an IP conflict on my network. I have no idea how long it's been going on, because it's impossible to tell these sort of things. Because the website works fine, but it doesn't seem to want to let me do the game stuff all the time. So like occasionally like everything will be broken, and then other times it'll be fine. I don't know what to do. I think I got the IP reserved though, so hopefully it'll be okay. But I would like to look into that more officially. I just need somebody who has some time that isn't here to do that. Of course, they'd have to have a game or two. But yeah, I did go into the creative server today and set up a couple more things for some bad summaries. So that was fun to go back into Minecraft. Go, hey, because I did something similar to that before. I made what I called the Black Fort on one of the survival servers, and I made it all out of obsidian. It's just supposed to be a safe location for you to go, just get away from monsters and whatnot. What else? Oh yeah, I picked up Vegas Pro from a Humble Bundle, from a software bundle, for like $20. Totally seems worth it. Even though it crashes on occasion. I had some things. I apologize. I didn't have notes up. If it hurts me, I had something else I want to talk about after I talked about Honeycam, Monster Mon piece. I don't know. It's good stuff going on. I'm looking forward to getting through some of these games. Mr. Shifty, I picked up. I'm really happy about that one. It's basically Hotline Miami, but you can teleport. And you don't shoot guns because you can teleport. So why do you need to do that? That was one I got through in Humble Monthly. Twitch gave me something kind of recently. I thought, oh, they keep bringing up um, like loot boxes and stuff. And it's like, I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm looking at these, and there's nothing in particular I want to like point out other than like I think I paid like $1 or $6 or something. I got a couple good games. Got Origami, along with a bunch of other stuff. So when I see deals, I definitely want to take them. Which I'm looking mostly at Humble Bundle because they have probably the best ones, even if they don't always have good ones. And then Indie Gala is another one that seems to be having them an Epic Bundle, maybe. I'd have to look at it to be sure. That's really probably all I've got for right now. About a half hour with light material and everything I feel good about. Just remember to keep out there looking for deals and whatnot. They're out there to be had. I had some I realized how many free Steam games I missed out on. Let's look at it real quick together. Over the holidays, like with everything going on, I just got busy and forgot about it. But like there was what, Chompy Chomp or something like that. I was like, oh, I would have wanted that game. So I think I put it on my my wish list. I ran across some free downloads too. I was like, oh, these are actually games I would pay for. So I actually put the free versions away and just how do I say it? Put the games on my wish list for Steam because eventually, like, maybe I'll pick them up. So there are things like that out there, but remember, like, people don't keep making them if they don't make money off the games. And a lot of what we see them do make money off of is things, the shitty games like loot boxes and stuff, and they keep making those because those keep making money, and it's just a bunch of nonsense. You know what? Chompy Chomp was it. Oxenfree was one I wanted, because GOG does give games away. Layers of Fear was on Humble Bundle store free at some point. Grim Fandango. So I grabbed some of these other ones. But I'm just saying, like, some of them are silly, some of them are more independent. Kingdom Classic. Some of them are silly, some are little indie games, some of them are higher up on there. Like Homefront is a AAA game. I get that it doesn't garner a lot of respect apparently, but hell, it definitely handles like a good professional game. Alright, so I've got a bunch of stuff to prep for later. I'm probably going to put a pizza in, so I'm going to go be fat. I'll check you later. If you are watching this live for whatever reason, you can go over to the youtube.com/weirdlings or Twitch. Actually, yeah, I take that back. It's twitch.tv/theweirdlings. I think that's what it is now. You can watch Dominion of Estland. Maybe it's just Weirdlings. It's hard to keep up sometimes. Yeah, that's what it is. Weirdlings. Jesus. They just went Twitch particular or Twitch specific now, Twitch partner, so that they can actually monetize better with them instead of going cross-platform like I've been doing. Good for them. If you got a sub to drop it on them. Watch them play some D&D. They're good like that. Say hi to Birdie for me. And yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm I'm Kamurai. Go play some games, have some fun. Until you see me next time, that's game over. If you want to see anything else we're up to, go ahead and click the annotations, and they'll take you to our other channels. Thanks.